Hey guys, it's a beautiful afternoon here. Sitting outside. I'm going to take you guys through some work with nonfiction text features. This is definitely a review for you guys you've worked on the last couple years. I know my fourth grader, we've been doing it the last few weeks with some of the work he's had. Nonfiction text features, as you guys learned in that vocabulary video you should have watched or you're going to watch, they help us to understand what we're reading more. Okay, and we're going to be working with nonfiction text over the next couple of weeks. So these features will be tools for us as we read the different stories and articles that we're going to read. So I'm going to quickly go through this with you. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. As I said, this will be a review for you. Some of you guys have probably had a lot of experience, some of you guys not as much, but you will be fine. So if we look at this, print features, okay, over here, these are a couple different types, like a glossary, table of contents, index, title page. Over here are kind of the descriptions of those. So first we'll go through and label them. So contents, obviously that is our table of contents. I'll move that over here. Okay, now this shows, if we're looking in the back of a book and for example, we wanted to figure out where aliens were listed in that book. Okay, it's listed alphabetically and it tells us the page numbers we'll find anything about aliens or about different topics. My dog. So that is called our index. And space, our solar system, be a title page that we see, not in all nonfiction text, obviously, but we have trade books, info books, things like that. And then finally, a glossary, definitions for words we may not know the meaning. So identifies the key topics in the book in the order they are presented. That would be our table of contents. So it starts from the beginning of the book and goes to the end with the titles. A page with the title, author, and illustrator. That's going to be our title page. A list of words from the text and their meanings or definitions. So that would be our glossary. And the difference between glossary and index, the index doesn't give us definitions. It just tells us what page they're on. So the index, an alphabetical list of topics and their page numbers. All right, let's take a look at our next sheet here. So going through this, if we look at this table of contents, the question says, what is found on page 25? All right, so we look page 3 to 10 would be galaxies in the Milky Way. 11 through 32 would be information about our solar system. So information about the solar system would be on page 25. All right, bottom. On which pages, we're looking at the index here. On which pages can I find information on aliens? Kind of talked about it on the last page. Page 50 and 71. If we were looking for information about a comet, be 63 and 65. All right. Within a text. So these are going to be different ways or different tools that authors use to kind of make things seem more important, to highlight vocabulary, to give us a little bit more information if we need it. So let's take a look down here with Jupyter Facts. Okay, and these are all listed in bullet points, and you guys love using bullet points. I know when we do different tasks, but they can be really good ways of organizing things. So bullet points. A text box would be right here. Just in this one, it's a fun fact. So it normally just gives us more information about what we're reading. It'll help us understand it further. Sometimes it'll help us connect to what we're reading a little bit more. The italics down here, and authors use italics for many different reasons. Sometimes it's just several words stick out, and sometimes we use them for titles as well. And then finally, bold print, and we mostly see bold print when we're looking at vocabulary words or words that are unknown to us. Authors will highlight those and then many times give us definitions later on. All right, so a little bit more within the text. So how many different places do comets come from? So if we're looking down here, in the italics are the two different places they come from. So we can point out really quick, that's in italics, that's in italics too. Ooh, awesome woodpecker right there. Hopefully you guys saw that. Probably not, it's probably super far away, but we have a super big woodpecker that hangs out here. All right, back to work. What are the cooler areas of the sun called? So we can just look quickly. The bold-faced words, cooler areas, sunspots. Bam. All right, now we have some more terms. So we have title, caption, heading, and then labels. All right, so let's start off with title. Okay, so when we have a title, like here, Life on ISS, that's just going to give us some information or tell us a little preview of what we're going to read about. We also have subtitles that come throughout articles as well. Caption gives us some more information about a picture. So here's our photo. Here's the caption underneath. Headings. Okay, so this is our title up here, and then we have headings that separate the information in each section. And find the label here. All right, so quickly tells the reader what information they'll learn about. And it's going to be our title. Helps the reader better understand what a picture or photograph is about. That is a caption. Identifies the parts of a picture or photograph. Be a label. And lastly, helps the reader identify the main idea for that section of a text. So that section would be, we're dealing with headings. And so which heading tells about the food astronauts eat? Obviously, eating in space. Do astronauts take showers? We'd find that under morning routine. We could quickly look and find it there. It's the other great thing about nonfiction text. You don't always read it from start to finish. Sometimes you're just looking for information. Graphic aids. So, timelines, charts, or maps. All right, so this would be a graph down here, a map right here, a chart, and a timeline. We see all these different ones. And we use our Scope magazines. We'll see a bunch of different ones as we do that. I know you guys have been using them in science and social studies as well. You'll see a lot of them. And finally, illustrations. So there are some different types of illustrations, like, for example, this would be a photograph. Okay. This would be an illustration because it's drawn or computer generated. And then a diagram we use whenever things are labeled like that, we'd call it a diagram. And that is your brief rundown of nonfiction text features. You'll have a couple tasks this week with those. Good luck. Work hard as you guys continue to do. You guys are awesome. Hopefully you got to enjoy the weekend a little bit. I'll see you guys soon.